Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is August 4th, 2010, and I am Darko. Thank you for joining me in this mind control video. Yes, I'll be talking about mind control, and I'll start off with my definition for mind control. Because I've had a few comments specifically with the Lady Gaga mind control programming videos that I posted about a month ago now, at least. And so my definition for mind control would be, yes, it is trying to convince another group of people or a group of people of your way of thinking. Another way to put it is you're trying to get someone else to go along with something or get them to think the way that you want them to think, because and their incentive is because they will benefit from it more than you will, more than the person who's trying to convince someone of something via communications, messages, whatever. The reality is that in mind control, the people who are trying to convince this group, this audience, this persons of something is actually benefiting just as much, if not more, than the person they're trying to convince. Hopefully that doesn't sound too confusing, but you will see what I'm talking about in this story, in this video. Who really benefits from this? So as far as me trying to convince you of this brave new world or new world order or whatever you want to call it, this way of life and how things work, as far as the bankers running everything and eugenics being at the forefront, you know, so yeah, mind control is simply that. So my first example would be this article: pledge to give away half gains billionaire adherence. It's kind of a weird title, but anyways, billionaires are promising or pledging to give away half of their wealth. So I think most of you who understand how things operate, and that pretty much these are the people who help run the planet, right? Even these people right here work for somebody, right? They work for the ruling families, the 13 families, really 300, but about 13 families is about what it is that really run the planet, and these people actually work for them. So they're minions. They're going around spreading their little curriculum of re-education and vaccinations and eugenics and fractional reserve banking and one world government. And so in order to be part of that inner circle, they go around and preach it, and they call it philanthropy. So it says more than 36 billionaires, including well-known philanthropists like David Rockefeller and Michael Bloomberg of New York, and less familiar big donors, have promised at least half of their fortunes to charity in response to calls from Bill and Melinda Gates and Warren Buffett. It says the pledge has been a matter of some debate in philanthropic and non-profit circles, with some experts dismissing it as a publicity stunt and others predicting that it would produce a flood of new money to support non-profit groups. And so with that said, as these people being in the inner circle of the elites, you have the people down here. We're talking about this, where Buffett says a few got into that, and there are some that have a dynastic attitude towards wealth. That tends to be the case when they themselves inherit this money and maybe feel some sort of intergenerational compact about it. In other words, he's talking about the ruling families, right, that they work for. So he's out here promoting this, that the wealthy, quote, and give money and contribute it towards philanthropy, when in reality the real elites aren't going to they're not going to donate shit. So, and the majority of this money will go towards inner city groups that usually are liberal and are strengthen the re-education brainwashing camps known as school, vaccinations, Planned Parenthood, abortions. It will go towards that stuff. But they will benefit more than you will, because the money that they will raise will be going towards killing you. That's one form of mind control. The other is this type of mind control, which is shootings, murder-suicides, all started around the time of the Columbine shooting. Cold as ice, that's what all these people are known as or described as, right? Cold as ice and well-armed. Cold as ice, Connecticut, beer deliveryman kills 8 and self. A driver caught stealing beer from the warehouse where he worked agreed to resign his job. Resigned from his job, I think they meant to say. And then, as cold as ice, one of his victims said, went on a shooting rampage, killing 8 and injuring 2 before committing suicide. And I found another article that said that he actually had 2 more pistols stashed away in another room, so this was well thought out. So not only did he have weapons on him, but he had pistols and ammunition stockpiled in another room. I think we all remember the Pentagon shooter, John Patrick Bedell, from March 5th of this year. Pentagon shooter was calm and well armed. Said Chief Cavill said that Bedell was calm and well armed as he was in possession of 2 9mm semi-automatic weapons and had additional stash of magazines. The Fort Hood suspect, Nidal Malik Hasan, seemed cool, calm, religious. This is from November 7th, 2009. If you remember, the Fort Hood shooter was responsible for killing 13 people, the magic number. Just like Columbine, which was they killed 13 people, minus themselves. And also, this psychiatrist was also seeing a psychiatrist that was linked to the same shooter as the Virginia Tech. Also, this individual was also tied to the same cleric as Abdul Muttalib, the Christmas Day bomber, who was also working for intelligence agencies. Another nice little Masonic number, 33, dead in horrific campus shooting in Virginia, and this was from April 16th, 2007. And then when you go down in this article, it says the gunman, Perkins said, first shot the professor in the head and fired on the students. Perkins said the gunman was about 19 years old and had a, quote, very serious but very calm look in his face. And they also described him as looking almost like a Boy Scout with his vest. And we have this article. Man, I remember this. October 3rd, 2006. Gunman reportedly bent on revenge kills girl's self at Amish school. And when you read down here, it says Robert had backed up his pickup truck. He basically had 12-gauge shotguns, semi-automatic pistols, change of clothes with 600 rounds of ammunition. It says Robert seemed calm, if a bit subdued, Miller said, not agitated. This story, the underwear bomber, more to the story. Kurt Haskell describes the well-dressed man and the man in orange. This is from January 20th, 2010 by the Liberty Voice. It says passenger Daniel Husinga has verified much of what Haskell's account here in the interview, which Fox News. Mr. Husinga went further describing the bomber's behavior as, quote, the scariest part of the whole experience was looking into his eyes, seeing no emotion, no anger, no fear, just a blank expression. These are similar terms that Robert Kennedy alleged assassin Sirhan Sirhan was described, and many researchers have concluded that Sirhan was hypnotized, programmed assassin. Just like Reagan, just like Lenin, just like Ford. Time magazine, this is from August 3rd, 2010. 4 killed in latest Chinese school attack. A knife-wielding man went on a slashing rampage in a kindergarten in eastern China. China's alarming spate of school knifings. China is reeling from the 5th attack on school children in just over a month. From the Australian news, August 5th, baby thrown in front of London bus by teenage girl. And all these articles, all these stories have similarities, which are what? Blank stares, usually on medication, and they kill themselves. They usually have something to do with schools. Mind control are prescription drugs. Mind control is putting lithium and fluoride in the water. Mind control is class warfare, economic warfare, race warfare, gender warfare, religious warfare. Thank you.